In the global music industry, a quiet yet undeniable shift is taking place, one centered around a single name that has redefined what a modern male artist can be: Jin of BTS. As the world anticipates the group's full reunion in 2026, top producers, cultural analysts, and executives across the United States, Europe, and Asia are turning their attention to Jin's extraordinary rise as a solo artist. Their discussions signal something far greater than seasonal hype. It is a recognition that Jin has evolved into one of the most influential and emotionally resonant performers of his generation. The turning point arrived earlier this year when a Grammy-winning producer based in Los Angeles, known for crafting multiple global hits, spoke about Jin during a confidential industry roundtable. His statement, according to attendees, instantly shifted the atmosphere. Jin is not simply a vocalist, he said with conviction. He is a storyteller. His voice carries a warmth and humanity that cut through any production. Artists like him appear only once or twice in a generation. These remarks sparked widespread discussion across Korean media and international music forums. Fans and professionals alike began reevaluating what Jin had achieved during his time as a solo artist. Many agreed that he had developed an artistic character distinctly separate from BTS while still upholding the group's identity and legacy. A series of global producers soon echoed the sentiment. A European producer who has worked with major pop acts described Jin as an artist whose tone is so pure that it can stand alone without instrumental support. In Japan, a respected veteran producer who has followed Jin's artistic journey since 2017 went even further. His voice carries a timeless quality. The emotion he conveys does not depend on trends. He sings in a way that lets listeners discover their own feelings within his sound. To understand the scale of Jin's impact, one must look back at 2025, a year that transformed him from a beloved idol into a fully recognized global artist. His second mini-album, Echo, shattered records across major streaming platforms. The album's cinematic sound, surrealistic visuals, and emotional cohesiveness received widespread acclaim. Music critics praised Jin for creating a body of work that felt both intimate and universally relatable. One critic from New York described Echo as an album that documents the quiet spaces of the human heart, highlighting Jin's ability to paint scenes with his voice rather than rely on vocal acrobatics. In South Korea, cultural commentators emphasized the album's narrative depth, noting that Jin's artistic choices demonstrated unusual precision, his restrained vocal approach, the airiness of his high notes, and the raw sincerity embedded in every line. These elements solidified his image as a performer who prioritizes emotional truth above spectacle. His live performances during this era only strengthened this perception. Whether on a grand stage or an intimate studio set, Jin displayed a mastery of control, expressive yet never excessive. A vocal coach in New York famously compared him to an actor with a microphone, explaining that Jin does not perform toward the audience, but rather with them, creating a shared emotional experience. Behind the scenes, industry movement began taking shape accordingly. Several major studios in the United States and Europe quietly reached out to HYB to explore potential collaborations with Jin for 2026 and beyond. One executive revealed, "A project featuring Jin automatically gains international credibility. His artistry has reached a level where brands and studios see him not as an idol, but as a global cultural asset." Rumors also began circulating in Los Angeles about a documentary concept dedicated to exploring Jin's emotional approach to music, its roots, its evolution, and its impact on audiences worldwide. While HYB has not confirmed any such plans, insiders claim that multiple production companies have expressed strong interest. What sets Jin apart, according to producers, is the emotional architecture of his voice. Unlike many technically gifted vocalists, Jin's strength lies in his ability to communicate subtle emotional nuances that feel effortless yet precise. His breath control, tone clarity, and intuitive phrasing create a sound that is disarmingly human. His performances do not overwhelm the listener. They unfold gently, drawing people inward. A Berlin producer explained it best: Jin sings in a way that makes time slow down. His voice holds space for you. That is something no training can teach. As the world approaches 2026, Analysts argue that the recognition Jin now receives holds profound implications for BTS's upcoming return. His growth as an artist has expanded the emotional dimension of the group's music, adding depth that can only come from personal evolution. A Japanese cultural critic summarized this transformation. When Jin returns to the BTS stage, it will not be the return of the same man who left. It will be the return of a matured vocalist who has mastered the art of emotional storytelling. Fans across the world share the same belief. On social media, countless posts highlight how Jin's solo career has deepened their understanding of his artistry. Many say that listening to Echo felt like rediscovering him, not as a global superstar, but as a person with a voice capable of reaching the most intimate corners of human emotion. As BTS's reunion approaches, one truth grows increasingly clear. The world is not simply waiting for BTS as a group, it is waiting to witness the next chapter of Jin, an artist who has transcended expectations, broken creative boundaries, and emerged as one of the defining voices of his era.